So we open with Professor Carrie Hilson in a park after dark, waiting for Zeke to pick up the phone. Child, he ain't coming, but the popo is. Oh Lord, so she get back in her car and who breaks in but Monet? Shut up! Don't make me do something I'll regret. So Professor Carrie Hilton tells Mary J, look, I told the truth. Me and Zeke was together when Jabari was murdered. She said, well, now you gonna find his real killer. I don't think that's gonna help Monet. Meanwhile, with Method Man and Sorry Sachs, Tariq runs in and says, look, you gotta keep them from arresting Zeke. They found a policeman's murder weapon at the scene, and that's the murder weapon. Don't ask me how I know, but I know. And they're like, why do we need to help Zeke? Aunt Monet don't want us to help Zeke, so we can't help Zeke. So Method Man tells Sorry Sack, you better use your intimacy to get in for May with that prosecute you pushing up on. However, at school, Professor Carrie Hilson runs into the popo who's meeting with the dean. He says maybe he found out about how you mentor your students. So they all go into the meeting with the dean. Carrie and the popo walk in and the new dean says, Carrie, we gonna replace you. Tate's going to be the liaison between the NYPD and our school for the investigate. And the popo's like, well, this sounds internal. Why am I here? And Sissy Stern gets up and says, well, you're tarnishing our star player's reputation. And we gonna have to say, nay. So they all ask the popo, look, tell us what you know. If you're gonna arrest him, then arrest him, but you can't just keep throwing dirt on his name. He says, I'm not at liberty to discuss the theorems of my investigator, but I do have motive. You ain't got motive, you've got jealousy and blue balls. You're coveting Carrie's cooch. That's what you're doing. You're big mad and you're big sad, but you ain't having big fun. Tate asks her, what reason would Zeke have killed Jabari? And Carrie Hilton says, I don't think Zeke would have any reason, but Jabari was writing about a drug pipeline in the school. Perhaps he ran into some information he didn't need to know. So the dean says, all right, we're going to sweep the dorms for some drugs. But fortunately, Baby Bop and his old-looking white friend have hid their stuff in walls. Stern tells the popo, look, if we don't find nothing, I'm going to need you to get on. And he said, I don't work for you. He said, everyone works for me. And I'll remind the commissioner of that when we have dinner on Thursday. Because, sissies start their weekend on Thursdays. I know I do. However, after the meeting, Tate ran up to Professor Carrie Hilton and said, I heard you talking to that popo. You're the living tissue connecting Zeke and Jabari. Oh, this was a good little battle of wits. So Tate tell her, this is a very interesting situation. Something tells me you and the popo have history. Boy, this is interesting. One man dead, another in the hot seat, Captain America in the middle. He ain't no Captain America. We ain't even gonna disrespect Chris Pine like that on my internet. But then she flipped the script on him and says, look, think about how heroic you'd look. Proving Zeke's innocence, the headlines. That's how you win elections, dear. Meanwhile, across town at Monet's bar, she's meeting with Method Man, and isn't that funny they used to do songs together and now they doing shows together? I love the growth. However, he tell her it's gonna cost $1 million for me to defend your son. $1 million? Well, it is murder. That's Jen Shaw's paying like 1 to 2, so. Ooh. So he tell her, look, we gonna need media coverage to keep him clean and taint the jury pool. However, when Mo goes to her safe, ain't no money there. No money. Who stole it? I bet you it was Kane. And you just had $1 million in that safe? Oh, Lord, Mo got the contractor hemmed up. She didn't take off a whole R. Not the ear. My ears are sensitive. Oh my goodness. He gonna say, let me go and I'll get you your money back. Child, you better give me directions and we go in there together, and if it ain't there, you gonna get it. Monet said, wait a minute, how you gonna give me something back you don't have? But why'd you kill him? Why did you kill him? Girl, you could have eventually beaten it out of him. You didn't have to kill him. Now you ain't never gonna find it, because you know he hid it. So Mo gets home and she asks the kids, any of y'all know about where the money went? And they were like, we ain't take your money. Now come on. So she's like, look, we got to come up with $1 million in 3 days. She assigns Drew to babysit Zeke, and she tells Diana and Kane to come with me, but of course Drew wants to help more. You need to let that elbow heal. Oh my God. It was Diana. It was Diana. Diana took the money to help get her pappy out of prison. She asked Davis for it back, and he's like, no refunds. Back with the Popo, we got the man who's after Carrie Hilson, and guess who gonna be working with him? Tate's brother. He asked him, oh, any relation to Councilman Tate? So he's like, it's amazing that you're here after I just get ambushed by your brother and a big donor at Stansfield. But here's my theory on the case. I think Zeke did it because he was Jabari competente. Tate's brother is like, but he was killed with the police weapon that was found at the scene. And the Popo says, yeah, and Zeke had his card. There's a connection. There is. It's a family of idiots, but you don't know that yet. But you will, given time. So they decide that he gonna take the interviews with the kids from school who got caught with drugs and see if the homicide is connected to that. However, across town with Mecca and Kane. So Kane is asking Mecca for some time off to help raise the Millie physique, and he says, you know what, I have a job for you that could bring in $1 or $2. I want to get rid of Mahoney, and I want all his money. So give me the word and give him the bird and make his future phony. I'm Dr. Seuss over here. Lord, Kane stopped by Baby Bop's older white-looking friend and get him to be his driver for tonight because he needs to be able to get away as he's robbing Mahoney. And he's just too eager to do it. However, with Sorry Sam and his loose-lipped lawyer friend, she telling him, Tate's got an agenda, and Zeke was fucking Carrie, and Carrie is so messy. I was like, damn, even the white heifer know. So he tell her to get on Kamal's good side, but of course she leaves her purse, and he's got to go through it, because he's Sorry Sax and a nosy nebby. So Sax finds out it was Ramirez's gun that was found at the scene. Back at school, Tate's questioning Tariq's girlfriend about them finding some pills in her room as Professor Carrie Hilson comes in and says, look, if she says she doesn't know, she doesn't know. And she's one of the few who don't. So Carrie and the other Tate go outside and she says, I used to be in law enforcement. Knowing the right buttons to push will get you the right cooperare. If I get her to help you, she gets off with a clean record. Girl, you gonna be dead in 2 episodes. Just like the boy chest biffer. So Carrie go in and tells her how this is gonna affect grad school, her career, the rest of her life, where she lives. She said, but you could talk to your friends and wear a wire. This F is so ham-fisted. Messy Carrie, just like in real life. Later that night, Tariq has dinner with Alvin from the Cosby Show, and he's like, look, Yaz is still making it to school. Your granny ain't that drunk. I don't know, she pretty tipsy. So he was getting his support to get Yaz, and he had to let him know, look, we can get you thrown off this case, because I'm sure you're making a pretty penny. If you want me to go to court, I'll go to court, okay? Okay. And in what looks like some type of Coco Doors Sean Cody crossover, we have Kane and the older looking white friend giving me Driving Miss Gay Daisy. I can't do them two. So they get to the first drop-off spot. Kane run inside, but then somebody come out questioning the Hardy Boy. That's what I'm calling him. He gives me a Hardy Boy tea, because it's just a mystery. How he was so young but looked so old. I've seen Milk age better. However, he says, I know Ronnie and Bobby and Mike. Child, he said, get out the car. But before, he gets hemmed up, Kane comes out and pops him one and says, go, 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 no. The car gets shot the hell up, and he's going, woo-hoo-hoo! Are you dumb? Meanwhile, Monet done thrown Tejada some twat so she could mortgage the house, but he said, no. Back at the Heezy, Drew and Zeke are talking about how terrible what's happened to him is. So Drew messages his man and asks him, would the team be willing to do something to help Zeke? So Drew throws them at a little bussy to get them to do a free Zeke video, and they ain't playing till Zeke is free. Sounds like good bussy to me. However, this post-coital pleasure quickly turns into a lover's quarrel when Emmett mentions, I might have said your name to the popo when they was asking me what went on when Zeke almost got shot. And he's like, you don't understand what this could do to me and my family. You know nothing. Well, maybe you should open your mouth and talk. Okay, now we got Diana and some heifer going shopping with stolen credit cards, but, who this heifer with her? I don't remember her. Oh, this is, the lesbian. She just looks different, you know, femmed up. Rob Dixon, take a lesson. But she telling Diana, don't fuck Tariq. Not on no jealousy shit. You just ain't ready for it, girl. You gonna get your heart hurt. So Zeke sitting out on Monet's stoop and some paparazzi's pestering him with questions as Drew walks up and he's like, if you don't get the F out. Later that evening, Monet's cussing the kids out for only bringing in $250K and Drew's like, well, I raised the most. Don't yell at me for beating up the paparazzi. So Method Man comes in and tells them, look, Zeke gonna have to do an interview to keep this magazine quiet. It ain't with him though, it's with Jim Hill. All right, that's good profiling. Back with Baby Bop and his older looking white friend, he says, now that you official with Lauren, you ain't gonna tell her about Course Correct because she don't need to know our business. He said, oh no, she's got a single room. So I'll be keeping Bussy and business separate. He plays some disturbing footage for the Hardy Boy, letting him know that his sister is being mistreated by Grandmama, so he's chasing custody. This honky did not just say before you go all losing Isaiah. What you know about losing Isaiah? That's before your time. Or maybe you are as old as you look. Because you look my age. Actually, you look older than me. However, the Hardy Boy gets a call from Kane to hit a lick. And he leaves real quick. They get to robbing the jewelry store. Braden gives the guy a quick bop before he can get the gun. He ain't killed nobody yet, though. He was scared. Cross town with the popo. Tate finds Zeke on film at a bodega near Carrie Milgram's the night of Jabari's murder. We might find out that the alibi was a lie. Jesus, the popo gonna say Zeke hired Ramirez to do his dirty work. However, with David, he's telling Baby Bop, I don't need no more referrals from you. You got me a broke heifer and a whiny heifer. Back with the interview on TV, Zeke's doing well, but Jimley starts pressing him on who's the lucky lady in your life. Professor Carrie Hilson. What the hell? Jimley starts bringing up new evidence. You know, they found the murder weapon at the scene and it belonged to a Detective Ramirez. Is she gonna bring up the fact that he had his car in his wallet? Lord, his dumbass said he didn't know Detective Ramirez. Then Jimley gonna say, well, that's real funny because you had his card. Oh, he said, oh, that Detective Ramirez. He's a fan. Boy, oh, Lord, you done stepped in it, honey, and slipped and hit your ass. Yes. She said her and the NYPD done cross-referenced Detective Ramirez's whereabouts during your games and he was never there. He was never, ever there. Ba 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 da da ba 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 da ba. You never know what you'll get on this show. Child, she said, the police think that you hired the detective to kill Jabari. What you got to say about that? He said, this is over. You know what? I'm out. Get out my face with the bull. So after that bomb of an interview, the DA wants him to turn himself in tomorrow morning. However, Baby Bop leaves his lady to help Zeke. However, Monet wants to know why Kane put Ramirez's gun near Jabari's murder, and he said, well, Tariq was talking and mentioned Drew's name, so I do what I do. So Mary Mad Kane didn't tell her that he killed Jabari, even though I thought it was Tariq. So he gets slapped, and he says, well, I hope you keep the same energy for Tariq, because Tariq was the one who wanted to frame Ramirez, and he did take the kill shot. Okay. So she says, look, get Ramirez's body because he was dead a good day before you popped Jabari. And if it comes back on you, well, boo-hoo-hoo. I'm sorry, you couldn't kill my boyfriend. You can't mess with my money or my dick. I brought you into this world, I'd have to take you out. Kane calls Mecca and says, I gotta do something for my cousin tonight and then I'm skipping town. Mecca says, you better blame it on the rain, aka the Hardy Boy. Back with the Sissy storyline, Drew goes by Everett, and Everett mad that he put his name on the line for Zeke and now Zeke looked guilty, and he's like, he's innocent. So Drew's like, look, I want this to work, so you can ask me whatever you want about my family. So he says, did y'all kill Jabari? He's like, mm-mm. Y'all sell drugs? I don't think I could trust you to answer that. So it's a yes. It's a yes. But then they get to kissing, and he's like, look, you can't talk to the professors about me no more. And he's like, I got you. While across town, Monet confronts Mecca about the fact that he paid the $1 million. She says, what am I supposed to tell my husband? Child, your husband in jail. You better shut up. Oh, he did what he needed to do to protect our son. Wait, Zeke is him and Mary's? Say but. So he says, come and live in the lap of luxury with me. You ain't gotta be a hard hustling heifer no more. Let's protect Zeke and I'll take care of all your kids. Even Kane. Oh, Lord, and speaking of Kane, him and little Lord Shortlord are going to get this body and he nervous pervis. Tariq gets back to her Lady Laura's and she's like, why'd you leave? The Popo, meanwhile, have found Detective Ramirez's body. The Hardy Boy gets home with Kane and he's barfing after seeing the body. Kane, you really gonna plant the badge in the Weston boy's room? Oh, I guess he's going to set up course correct. To get him in the clink? Well, that was the shit. Let's get to the next episode.